I don't even know if they'll be able to handle it. Is it on? Hey guys, what's happening? I don't know. I hope that you guys can hear us. My voice is a little bit scritchy scratchy. Um, we're coming live from the hospital, guys. Live from the burn unit at what's this hospital called?
UMC.
UMC. This is Vicky, aka Victoria, aka LV Pink Panther, aka, and then you have to show them the ring because I'm not wearing it. My fiance. Yeah, we're still in the hospital, guys. Can you see us? Yeah, let me know that you can see us and you can hear us. Okay.
We're using a little Chromebook, so it may not be.
Yeah, we're broadcasting from my tiny little Chromebook, so it doesn't have a lot of power. So I hope that everything's okay. But you know, we almost did. We were going to do the show, and then we weren't going to do the show because I wasn't feeling well. And then I'm like, you know what? I feel up to it. I don't care. We're bored. I'm stuck in the hospital. Might as well. Hey, yeah, Jennifer. Jennifer's like, are you kidding me? Hey, man, if I'm going to do a stunt like this, I'm going to at least get a YouTube video out of it, right? Right?
Hey,
I mean, come on. Well. Come on. Hey, I do want to say up front, don't do any super chats for this show. Please, no super chats. If you do, we do have, and we'll talk about this a little bit more. We do have a GoFundMe thing that we're doing right now, and the link is in the video down below. But the super chat thing takes like 30%. YouTube takes like 30% of that. It's a big chunk.
And she really can't sing right now. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of have like a cool raspy thing going on. My throat doesn't hurt at all. What happened is I was in surgery on Wednesday morning, and while I was out, they intubated me. So if you don't know what that means, that's when they take a tube and they put it down your throat to give you oxygen, right? Is it for oxygen?
To clear your airway, yeah.
Yeah, it's to clear your airway. And so they put it down your throat. Well, it usually scrapes your throat, bruises your throat. I was out when they put it in. I was out when they pulled it out. So, and it doesn't hurt at all, but it's like I have like this crazy scratchy voice.
She sounds really raspy.
Yeah, so I sound really, really raspy. So
everybody seems very excited to see you.
What's
Jen said I literally just squealed when the notification popped up.
I missed you guys. We missed you guys. I'm stuck in the hospital. You know, I mean, does everybody know the story? I'm assuming everybody knows the basic story.
I'm thinking if they're watching it, they do, but we can tell them if you want.
Okay, you want to? Well, look, just long story short, I went out to a show with my friend Scott last weekend on Saturday night. I was just there I wasn't there for all that long. It was like total 4 hours. I went out to a show, didn't drink a whole lot. Like, it definitely had some drinks. Don't get me wrong, had some beers and stuff, but nothing like crazy. And after the show was over, Scott had gotten a VIP pass, so he went back to go get some stuff signed by the band. Then he came back out and was hanging out with me, and we were just totally fine. I remember everything fine. We're sitting at the bar, and I went from remembering everything to waking up at the hospital and my body being
10 hours later.
10 hours later, my body just being destroyed. So basically, bottom line, what we believe happened is we believe somebody did put something in my drink because Scott wasn't really drinking. He had like 2 beers maybe the whole night because he was driving, and he's in school right now. He just isn't really drinking. And they even did, after the accident, they did a field sobriety test with him just to make sure he was cleared. So he was not intoxicated at all. And he also, you know, he was with me pretty much the whole time. And he says, like, I really didn't have like a crazy amount.
And I've known him since I was 4 years old. We've actually, like, he's been my friend since kindergarten. So
yeah.
He's a super good guy.
And so we were at the bar, and I went from hanging out with him being normal to like, I fell off the stool and I pulled him down with me. And I was just completely incoherent. He had to pretty much carry me out of the bar because I could barely walk. I don't remember any of this. Like, literally, I went from hanging out with him at the bar to nothing. He wrangled me all the way back to the car, probably being super annoyed that, like...
He thought she was drunk.
Well, and
because he didn't know.
I've only ever gone, like, hiking with him and record shopping. So he's just like, oh, I guess this is how she is when she goes out partying. And so he's, like, dragging me back to the car.
As he put it, he's like, I thought I had wasted white girl on my hands.
Right. So, and he's driving on the highway. It's Highway 95, like 2 in the morning. And he's on the highway. So he's going like good 60. I mean, the minimum right here is
We
like
live
65.
about half a mile away from each other. So he was driving Katy home and then he was going to go home.
Yeah. So he was going like 65 miles an hour. I was like passed out. And all of a sudden the dome light went on and I was out of the car. So we don't really know what happened because obviously I don't remember anything. He thought I was passed out, but then next thing you knew, I was exiting the vehicle at least 65 miles an hour. It was in the middle, he pulled over the car a good 30, 40 yards.
He actually didn't pull over. You were in the center lane.
He stopped in the center lane?
He stopped in the center lane, threw the car into park with the emergency brake, ran back to get you. You were about 35 yards behind him by the time he was able to park. Picked you up and dragged you, dodging vehicles the whole way. Mind you, nobody stopped. Not a single person stopped.
I didn't know his car was stopped in the middle of the road, too.
He left it there. Dragged your body, because you were completely limp.
Right.
But she was conscious, but she was limp.
Wearing all black, mind you, because I was at a punk show, and I wear a lot of black.
He dragged her to the Jersey barrier and propped her up against the Jersey barrier on the ground, and then realized that his phone was in the car in the center lane. In the center lane
of the highway.
So he ran back to his car to get his phone to call 911. They came very quickly. They took her to. They told us they were taking her to one place, and they took her and diverted her to trauma.
Yeah.
But anyway, it took me 3 hours to find her. My phone was off because I was asleep. I had just gone to bed. I'd gone to dinner with actually Dynasty, Dorothy, Danielle, and a couple of other friends, and Robin. Robin happened to be in town, and my friend Jenny as well. So the four of us went to dinner. We had a great dinner. I got home, went to bed, and somebody's pounding on my door at 2:30 in the morning or whatever. And I thought it was Katy. I thought she forgot her keys or dropped her keys or something. And it was Scott. And he says, it was, anyway, horrible conversation.
Yeah.
So it took me a couple of hours to find her because she was at a very different location than they had originally thought. Nobody had a record of her. I was calling every single hospital and emergency room. We didn't know if she was a Jane Doe. We didn't know anything. We didn't know if her ID was with her, nothing like that. So,
well, because they said that I was at one, they said they were taking me to a specific hospital. I was not there. They called multiple hospitals. They called this hospital twice, and I wasn't here, but probably just because they hadn't put me in the computers yet. So then what they finally found, did you already say this? Sorry, I'm kind of doped up, guys. Did you say the 311 thing?
No, one thing. This is a good tip, actually, because this happens. This is in every city. Apparently, I didn't know this.
PSA, guys, listen up.
It was like the fifth or the sixth hospital that we had called for the second time. They told me, whoever I talked to at the hospital said I could call 311, and that's the non-emergency number for the police, and they would get dispatch on the phone and tell me where the ambulance routed her to.
Yeah.
As long as I knew the general location of where
right.
it happened. So that's what happened. And they told me that she was here, and it took me a few hours before they would even let me back here to see her. In the meantime, I called Robin because she happened to be in town actually, and she was staying at her friend's house down the street. Woke her up because she keeps her phone on because her husband works third shift, and she came to meet me because I was pretty incoherent myself. I was a hot mess. So she came to meet me in the emergency room. So I'm very grateful that she was there with me because I was not keeping it together very well.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got to her and she was a mess. And by the time they had admitted her to the burn unit, and we'll explain.
Well, I was completely incoherent. And the thing is, guys, I like to drink beer. I'm actually not. I am a super scaredy cat when it comes to drugs. I've never tried recreational. The only drugs I've tried that is stuff that I consider natural. Like I've smoked weed before. I've done mushrooms a couple times before. But otherwise,
you were a kid too,
right? Otherwise, but I don't do pills. I don't do any recreational, like, I don't know, ecstasy, cocaine. Like I've never done any because it scares me. It scares me. Honestly, it scares me. So it's just not my thing. And so with what happened and how incoherent I was, and I was super combative. And so that was part of why they weren't treating me very well in the ER.
They treated her like she was a drug addict.
And they wouldn't listen to Vicky or let her back in there because I was out of my mind. And which is not, I mean, I've had alcohol plenty of times before. It's not how I react to it. And I was incoherent. Sorry, guys.
Let me take over for a second.
Sorry, I was incoherent until 10 a.m. the next morning, which is crazy, 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 crazy. Even when I've actually had a night where I really had partied, you know, in the past, you know, I'll wake up at 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, and have a hangover or something. But to have had a few drinks and to be incoherent until 10 a.m., it doesn't even make any sense.
Right. So here it is. There's the other PSA for the evening. I think we all know to be careful of our drinks. A lot of times people think it's just the young girls that are getting roofied and getting, you know, taken away from their friends because of some nefarious reason or whatever. But basically, don't let your drink out of your hands. Don't put it on the bar. Don't leave it when you go to the bathroom. Don't even put it on the bar to turn around and talk to somebody. Don't put your drink down, period.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter if you're a dude, because it has nothing to do with that. We've come to understand that it's become a very common thing for people to do this to people just to mess with them. Not even because they want to like victimize them afterwards, but just to give somebody a terrible night just because they think it's funny, because they think it's going to entertain them to do something like this to somebody. And I mean, I'm sure whoever did this, like, probably could not have foreseen that it was going to lead to me being completely out of my mind and jumping out of a car at 65 miles an hour. But that's what happened.
So the answer is a couple of people have asked in the question, so they must have seen the posts on Facebook and stuff. No, the toxicology report is not back yet. I have been told it will be a minimum of 7 days because they have to send it out. It's not something that they can test in here in the hospital. They don't normally test for those type of things. So the reality is that we may never know, first of all. They did not do a tox report until almost 14 hours later. They would not listen to me in the ER, and they didn't listen, and no matter how much I was adamant about it. And I have to say I was very much being a loud and obnoxious advocate for her. But unfortunately, I couldn't push too hard.
She was having to balance that with.
I was afraid they'd throw me out, and she would have been by herself, so that couldn't happen. So this happens all the time in Vegas. It happens all the time, hundreds of times a night, I'm sure. So that's first of all. If we get the toxicology report back and it says something, we are going to file a police report. I'm going to have them come right to the hospital room. We're going to file a police report and try to obtain footage. They do have footage at the bar. I don't know how long they keep the footage. I don't know if anything will be on there. I do know that the police will not take us to even take a report unless there is
some evidence,
a tox screen or something. And even then, I don't know if they'll do anything with it.
Yeah, I don't know.
So who knows if we'll ever have any type of resolution to this, but
first step right now is just to get the tox report. Sorry. But yeah, so why don't you tell them what this all means, like what actually happened?
So basically, because she fell out of the vehicle, whether it was she jumped, she opened the door, I don't know. So here's the reality is that what happened is she did not lose consciousness. She does not have a concussion. She has no broken bones and no internal damage, which is
this part of my head was so scraped up, and it's already almost healed because they've been doing such a great job here of medicating it. But otherwise, this was the only part where I had a injury on my head.
Mm-hmm. But what has happened is that if anyone's ever fallen on a motorcycle or knows about this or knows about what's like road rash when you fall, she basically has way more than that because she was going so quickly. She has surface abrasions from road rash, and it's a friction burn. So it's treated like a burn injury. That's why we're in the burn unit at the hospital. It's basically, she scraped layers and layers of skin off of her body. So she has, anybody that knows anything about burns or has heard me talk about it, I work with the burn community and have for over 15 years. So that's a very ironic thing right there, or coincidental, ironic, whichever way you want to look at it.
Yeah. I say lucky that it gives me, I think I have an edge on a jump on dealing with this because I'm already really familiar with the community. And you are.
So she has about 15 to 17% of her body surface area is covered in second degree burns. And they are full thickness or nearly full thickness second degree burns, and a couple of are third degree.
It's like the back of this hand, like some of my thumb there. It's a little bit of my palm, my fingers here. This palm right here is where some of the third degree is, I believe, right? Because this whole thing right here was just black. It was like because it was just down to the meat.
So her
and then my whole stomach. Hold on a second. My whole stomach, like around my belly button, like my entire stomach, around the side to my back, and then my thigh, right, and then my knees.
Yep.
And then I have like a little bit on my elbow.
So she's got a pretty decent sized surface area of damage. Couple of good things. We are in UMC is one of the best burn units in the Southwest, if not top 5 in the country. I actually moved to Las Vegas because I was in nursing school to become a burn nurse. And one of the reasons I picked this state is because this is the exact burn unit I wanted to work in because it has such a good reputation. So I probably didn't need to see it from this side, but it's okay. It's living up to its reputation. The people here are amazing.
Yeah, this is a great hospital.
The nurses are fantastic. The doctors and the surgeons are fantastic. So she's doing really well. She's on medication. She's going to be here for the minimum, we hope, until tomorrow. At some point, she'll be released. If not tomorrow, they're going to be doing some dressing changes tomorrow. And she has two very iffy areas that if they don't look good tomorrow, she is already scheduled for surgery on Sunday because the doctor doesn't want to mess around anymore. And on Sunday, if that were the case, she's going to have some skin grafting done. Mm-hmm. So,
Pat Norman says my hair looks good.
Yeah, pretty good.
I think so.
The no shower.
I haven't been able to shower. But so earlier they actually brought in. They kind of gave me the whole sponge whore's bath, so to speak. And the nurse, she brought in like this. It was like this
shower
cap thing, but it was hot and it had like I don't know what was inside of it, but it was wet and it had like this rinseless shampoo or whatever. So I had to put it on my head and I just wore it for as long as I could, and, like rubbed it into my head. And then when she took it off, she just dried it, so it's like it got washed sort of. I think it looks pretty good. Pat likes it.
So anyway, that's really what's happening. So worst case scenario, she's going to have some surgery on Sunday. Basically means that she will be in the burn unit now. If she has the surgery Sunday, she'll be here for another 7 to 10 days. Yeah. If she's released tomorrow, she comes home and we do outpatient.
Yeah.
So outpatient means that she will be here about 6 days a week. So we'll drive back and forth every day for physical therapy, occupational therapy, and wound and dressing changes, kind of like alternating days.
So Candace was being really awesome and saying that she's a nurse in Michigan and she would come down here and help. We really appreciate it.
That's
super appreciate it. We do have a friend who's actually an RN in Rhode Island. And I guess luckily, not luckily for her, but luckily for us, I guess in the moment, she's not working right now because she had injured herself. But I don't need to be lifted or anything like that.
Her legs are fine.
So she's just having some back problems. But so she's not working right now, but we're actually going to fly her out here probably right after Christmas to help take care of me because it'll be nice to have somebody in the house
that we trust and know. And she's one of my best friends and she'll be able to help me. I can care for Katy, but being a full-time caregiver for anybody is difficult.
But we have our businesses too. And here's the thing, guys. So when this very first happened, we had all these people, like everybody was like, okay, where's the GoFundMe? Can you set up a GoFundMe? How do we help? How can we send you money? Where's the GoFundMe? And like my first reaction, I was like, what are they talking about? We don't need a GoFundMe. Oh, hold on a second. Yes.
Hey, how you doing? I'm coming to your ice.
Oh, okay.
Very cool.
Changing the garbage up.
Yes,
the top ones are actually clean. Those are fine.
Okay.
Sorry. I'll grab those.
Yeah, we want to hang on to those. We get cold in here at night.
Oh, trust me.
I need
Look
your
at you.
hat.
Yeah,
You got your beanie on.
Yeah, that's all.
Sorry, they're rubbing that dirty linens.
Yeah.
So basically, the girl we're gonna have come out here is one of my really good friends, and she will be able to help share the burden and help. My mom's actually an RN, but she's a little too frail. She's actually offered to come out and help too.
Yeah.
But that's really it. Sorry,
Thanks, guys.
it's a party.
It's party here.
We're live, and people haven't been here in a while.
So what I was saying is, people were asking about a whole GoFundMe thing, and I was like, why would we need that? Like, first of all, I was completely not delusional. I was very naive and overly hopeful in what I was thinking my timeline here was going to be. So first of all, I was thinking like, oh, well, we both do the same thing. It's going to suck for Vicky that she has to ship for me, but it's not going to really affect my store. Vicky's going to ship for me. It's going to be great. And I was like, this is when I woke up in the hospital was last Sunday. And I was like, oh yeah, like they're going to clear me to go home tomorrow. I'm going to go home on Monday. It's going to suck. I'm going to be incapacitated for maybe a few days. And then I'm going to slowly start doing some stuff. And
I let her be delusional for a little while.
So I seriously was like, I thought it was ridiculous that anybody wanted to like give us money. I'm like, that's crazy. Like, we don't need money. We're successful resellers. I'm not going to sit here and like, now I'm going to start my GoFundMe account. Well, here's the thing, guys. It's Friday. I still am in the hospital. I don't know when that's going to change. Wednesday, I had to go in for surgery. And so I went under surgery. Now I might have to go under surgery again on Sunday. If I do have to go in for surgery on Sunday and get skin grafts, that's going to be even worse than where I'm at right now. So I'm going to go back to, as Vicky says, I'm going to go back to square one, but times 100, because I'm going to be back coming out of surgery.
The donor sites are more painful than the actual grafted site.
And the recovery is going to be a lot.
Somebody want to bounce this douchebag in chat right there? Because I usually am very good at ignoring things, but I am not in the mood right now. Let me tell you.
I'll bounce him. I mean, I feel like a troll could come up with something better than like talking about how gross it is that we're gay. But cool. I don't really see why I'm at why. Like if you're gonna hate, man, like
come up with a better hate.
At least be clever about it. Don't be an idiot. So anyway, so clearly, like, there's a lot more to this than I had really thought about. And then it was Teresa who finally like came to us and said, "Listen, you really need to let your sister."
Sorry,
what,
Kelly? You're gay?
I know. It's gross,
Sorry.
right? It's like ew, gross.
Oh my goodness.
But here's the thing, guys. Like, I don't know. We have to sit here and think, like, did somebody slip something in my drink because of the way I look? I mean, it seems silly, but then you have idiots like that who come in and the first thing they want to do is say something about how we're gay. That's somehow disgusting. So I don't know. Was it somebody doing it because they saw how I looked and they didn't like it? Could be. Or it could have just been an asshole being an asshole. Who knows? That's shit we're probably never going to know the answer to.
The other thing too is that as she's rambling, she's rambling even more than usual.
I'm on drugs, guys.
She's on the legal drugs. But the reality is that I know that when something happens to somebody I care about, I want to help. And that's the kind of person that I am. And Katy is the same way. And we both really are adamant about helping others and giving back to this community and in the community in general. So as much as we were resistant to it, the idea is the fact we do know that you guys care. Clearly you care. The messages and the phone calls and the text messages to both of us and through our Facebook group, through Instagram, through everything. I'm not going to get emotional, but
yes, you are.
I am. It's very obvious that you care, and we're both incredibly grateful for it and very touched. It's
well, the way Teresa said to me, and this is basically what you're saying, is that people really care about us, and they all they want when something like this happens, all anybody wants when something like this happens to somebody they care about, they want a way to help. And
the
GoFundMe thing was giving them a way to help. So when I was like, fine, I'll let my sister do it. In my mind, I was thinking, okay, I'll give people a way to feel better, feel like they've helped. Okay, whatever. Like, not whatever, but I was like, that was kind of like me acknowledging that. The second it started happening and you guys were giving us support, I mean, people, even before we set it up, like I was just getting random money deposited in my PayPal.
People were just doing it.
People were just doing it anyway. But as soon as it started to become clear what was really happening here, you guys, I don't know what we would do without everybody's help. Like, honestly, and like, now I'm gonna get emotional.
Don't cry. Don't cry. Because you make me. You don't. She's not a crier.
I'm on drugs, you guys. I can't help it.
I mean, I've had people offer to come and take over the business. She's, people to come and take pictures or to ship or to.
I can't do anything. I can't work. All I can do is try to get better.
She can't even wipe her butt, dudes.
You guys, I pooped, which is great because I'm on drugs. She had to wipe my butt. So that's the reality of it. That's how much she loves me. But honestly, I know my eyes are burning. Can you give me a wet wipe real quick?
Yes.
Trying to ramble, but the reality is I can't work at all right now. I can't do anything. She's able to do the bare minimum of ship out our stuff. But because I'm not doing anything, we're here in the thick of fourth quarter. And, my sales have pretty much died, which is okay. But the reality is that I'm not going to be able to do anything for at least a few. I mean, my hands, like this hand is.
She's going to have physical therapy because
this hand is out of commission for a while. So.
And that's probably where she's going to have grafting done. So she's not going to be able to do that.
And I'm going to be going home maybe tomorrow, maybe not till next week, but I'm going to be going home. And Vicky had to go out and get all this stuff to like get the house ready, get like, multiple sets of sheets, really super loose clothing for me. All the bandaging, which is super expensive. And we found out the hospital isn't going to send anything home with us. All of the supplies, all of the medicine, all the ointments, everything that I'm going to be needing.
Yes, she is right-handed.
Yeah, it's really expensive. And if you guys had not stepped it up and helped us, if we had not like caved and like let people help us that wanted to help us, I would be in such a panic right now. I would like right now I'm just worried about getting better, but I would also be worried about how are we even going to get through this? Like we're going to bring our friend Shara over from the Rhode Island, who's an RN. The only reason we're able to do that is because people gave money to support us, and we can buy a plane ticket for her, and we can afford to because everybody pitched in.
Because you're not, because she doesn't have insurance, because of a lot of things, she's not going to get a visiting health nurse or anything like that, and it is what it is. Like yes, I can do it. I know how to care for people with burn injuries. I know how to care for somebody that I love, but bringing someone back and forth every single day, a half an hour each way for a 2 to 3 hour appointment, 6 days a week, plus shipping for 2 stores, plus cooking, plus cleaning.
She needs to do her work. I mean, honestly, like she was a few days ago, she was like, I'm just going to shut the store down. And I'm like, you can't do that because it's like, that's our livelihoods. And so, but people are coming together. We've got, we've had our friends here, reseller friends here coming and helping with shipping.
Dorothy and Dana have been a big help. And then even today, Dorothy, I told her I didn't have that many packages today because our sales have taken a dive. So I only had 10 things between the two of us, which was fairly easy for me to get out. But even that, she's like, okay. So she came by anyway, brought me breakfast and said, eat something.
Yeah. And we've got people who are sending us supplies. Shamrock Pixie. Do you know who Shamrock Pixie is?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, who is that?
She's sent me a message through.
Okay. So we've got some people who are sending us.
A few people that are sending some supplies. We've got Farm Girl Scavenger. Noelle, who actually unfortunately had a burn accident herself just last year, has a ton of supplies left over. She's going to send, not sell. And, I have friends that are nurses and doctors that can send things for themselves because they have the ability to get it without a charge. Yeah. Here, they don't send you home with the supplies.
Deb Smith says that she was in a bad accident 2 years ago, and she thanks God that her friends talked her into the GoFundMe because she ended up not being able to work for 7 months. That's the thing, guys. It's like, If
it shouldn't be 7 months, but it will probably be a couple.
But honestly, you guys know me, I work 7 days a week. I'm like, I literally, I'm not even kidding right now. Where is it? I don't want to knock your phone over.
My phone too. We only have one, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I don't have a phone, guys. I have my listing notebook on my table. I haven't listed anything yet, but I really want to. But I'm on drugs and it's really hard to focus. I really want to be listening because I have got like 50 things in this notebook that could be. I literally have that on my because I want to. So it drives me crazy. And so if we didn't have people's help, I would probably be like, all right, I'm ready to go home now.
And here's the reality. We have a lot of local friends too, but our local friends for the most part can't really help with the business and things like that. And a lot of them don't have any more money than anyone else does to, be giving money and things like that. So I'm not above asking for help. It is difficult for me to ask for help, but I will ask for help because I need to be able to be in top form to help her. So my biggest thing is that our local friends, I'm like, please don't donate money or anything like that. What I need from you guys is
make us a meal.
Cook a meal once in a while, so I don't have to worry about that at least the first few weeks. So that's really it. I just, we just want you guys to know.
Oh, real quick. So
I need to answer the question. A couple people have asked, how is Scott? Scott is doing okay. He
was just here tonight.
He came tonight for the second time to visit. I will say he didn't sleep. He didn't sleep from Saturday until Monday night when he finally came to see her. And Scott I've known him since we were in kindergarten. Like I said, he's a very stoic, tough guy. And he kind of lost his shit when he saw Katy.
I think he is going to be more impacted by this than me because I don't remember anything. I mean, yeah, it was scary to wake up here, but I was still out of it. And so it was scary, but when I woke up, when I was coherent, I had Vicky. He was alone experiencing all of this. He didn't have me there with him. I wasn't there.
And he didn't have anybody to comfort him.
And he wasn't treated very nicely. He was treated like maybe he did something wrong. He was grilled at the scene by like 8 different cops. They did a field sobriety test, which I understand.
3 times.
I understand they had to do a field sobriety test, but they did it 3 times. And when they finally had to let him go, the cop who was dealing with him seemed disappointed that he didn't get to take him down for it. Mm-hmm. So he was kind of treated like a criminal and not helped through, and he didn't do anything wrong. Like he did nothing.
I can't reach the computer to post the link. I'm sorry.
For what?
They're asking for the GoFundMe link.
Oh, okay. It's in the description of the video, but I think I have it right there. I think I got it right there. Oh, man.
Getting good Jello. She got Jello
Madison,
one day.
No, twice. I had it earlier today too. Madison.
Super excited.
I almost never eat Jello in my regular life, but I have to say, sometimes just some good old Jello with a little whipped cream on top is one of the most underrated things in the world.
You guys, if you wanted to have food delivered or something like that, I'm not going to say no. Would be grateful for anything that you guys want to do.
The only problem is that stuff has to be coordinated because
I don't know if somebody wants to try to coordinate it so that you don't have 3 things delivered in the same day that I can't cook or something. I don't know. I don't want to do that, but I did not. Tacos yet. Well, see, I did buy her a burrito today because she was starting to be hungry. The thing is anybody that's ever been on heavy narcotics, you don't have much of an appetite. So when she does have an appetite, you can see her drinking this fantastic, and sure, that's her meal replacement shake. But she's we are not too young to know that there's always room for Jello commercial.
I always say there's always room for ice cream because it fills in the cracks. But I've been drinking these a lot. I drink these like 3 times a day on top of whatever I can eat because they have a bunch of protein in them, and protein it helps with healing. Like if your body's going to repair itself, it has to have lots of protein.
And a burn injury specifically is one of the worst injuries you can have. Your body is burning 8,000 to 10,000 calories a day. So, hey, she's going to be skinny when she leaves, too.
Man, guys, listen.
Best diet ever.
I needed a new phone. I'm getting a new phone. I needed to lose a little bit of weight. I'm going to lose some weight. I needed a little vacation. Getting a vacation. I mean, you guys, the benefits here are endless, okay? Endless.
You don't have to wipe your own butt?
I don't have to wipe my own butt, guys. Like, what? How awesome is that? Pretty cool. Yeah, Candace, the picture on GoFundMe, I was looking pretty rough. I feel a lot better today. If any of you have ever been injured or gone through surgery, it usually takes a couple days for you to kind of like figure out the pain management and get it under control. And so that first picture was like the first day. And then when I had surgery on Wednesday, it's like I kind of had to start over again. Today's been a pretty decent day. Was that last night or the night before when I had?
Wednesday night was a bad night.
Yeah, Wednesday night I had a really bad night with my pain. It got away from me, and it was like actually Wednesday night was the first night that I completely lost it and was like bawling and just because I just was hurting everywhere. And
I think she was entitled to be a crybaby pee-pee pants, as Allison would call her. She's okay. Because guess what? Allison called and FaceTimed, and she was a little bit of a crybaby pee-pee pants too.
Waste not, want not. Waste not, want not. Seriously, my forehead. So my forehead was, I was really lucky that I didn't get like a concussion or brain injury. My forehead did get this major scrape, and there's still like some faint lines. Let me tell you, apparently, if you literally just slather like really thick antibiotic ointment on a wound over and over again, like I think they did it like 2 or 3 times a day for what? It's been 5 days now. Mm-hmm. It's like it just disappeared.
It's almost gone.
And it was a pretty gnarly.
She was hoping she was going to have a gnarly scar.
Yeah, because it was like this really cool like stripes. Like,
Waste not, want not is Mo, by the way.
Oh, hey Mo.
You were trying to figure out who Mo was.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Awesome.
Okay.
So Mo, I had these gnarly like stripes, but they were like really uniform. I thought I was gonna have like this really cool, like badass scar going on. No, I mean, I'm definitely gonna have scars, which I'm not too worried about. But I was kind of hoping I was going to have like at least a cool, I don't want like a face scar, but I mean, a little forehead stripy scar would have been cool, I think. Colleen, what are you doing? She just busted out super chat saying get well soon. Let's see if I can do it. Super chat. She's super chatty. Yow. Yow.
That's a sad yow.
I know it's a really sad yow.
Katy Potter. I had a little little.
Yeah, seriously, Barb, it could have been so much worse. I don't know if because I was completely out of it and I didn't brace myself, maybe that's why I didn't break anything. Because I mean, let alone get hit by a car. But I mean, just hitting the pavement, I didn't break anything. I mean, I could have broken teeth. I could have, completely scraped.
I
my
really
face.
wasn't sure what I was going to find when I saw her.
Yeah.
So it was a.
You know how I always say to her, like, if I look like this, would you still love me? And she's like, no. It turns out I can look like a lot of things and she will still love me because she'll wipe my butt, guys, and with pleasure. Well, maybe that's probably taking it far. That's pushing it. But like I had to do a urine sample when they finally listened to us and wanted a sample for testing. We need to do a urine sample. And I'm like, okay, right now, this is like actually pretty light on the dressings. They had it, so I had like mitts, like my fingers were covered. And I'm like, I can't pee in a cup and not
gonna pee all over yourself.
Pee all over myself. And so we hadn't even like peed in front of each other. I don't have a problem with it.
I'm a little prissy, apparently.
Like I want some poo privacy if I'm going to be doing number 2, but I don't mind peeing when somebody else is around. But she had to like hold the cup for me.
Key lime kisses. Who's going to hold the cup?
Yeah. She held the cup. So far she's shown me that she will hold a cup while I pee into it, even if it's going to get some pee on her, which it did. She will wipe my butt when I poop.
I am a mom. So
okay, but you're not my mom. And I'm just saying, you do things for love, and then you love me because you wipe my butt when I pooped. Twice, guys. I pooped twice. I think that makes me pretty awesome.
How many times are we going to talk about poop?
Also, I want to talk about
no holds back on
I'd be talking
after dark in the hospital.
It's after dark. I'm on drugs. I'd be talking about this if I was completely sober, though. Anyway, I will say my first poop textbook.
Oh my God! Stop talking about poop, you freaking grot.
Oh, Leoman, what's happening? Leoman says, "Hope you're okay." Leoman, I would sing your song, but my throat can't take it. But I really appreciate it. Susie Beach, she's all about the poop. Yeah, once a mom, always. She can't handle throw up, though. If I threw up, she would throw up and have to run away. But
I had to clean up your dog's puke the other day. So
yeah.
Usually she's the dog puke cleaner upper, but she's not home. It's not like I'm going to leave it there.
But yeah, so Vicky has been actually staying. She's been staying the night here every night with me in the hospital. They have a chair that folds out flat. So I mean, it's not horrendously uncomfortable.
It's a pretty horrific. Think of like a 1970s vinyl Barca lounge.
But the problem is, so she can lay flat. She's got lots of blankets. But the biggest problem, if any of you have ever stayed in the hospital overnight, they wake you up like you're lucky if you get an hour straight because for some reason they think the middle of the night is a good time to check your blood pressure, check your temperature, take blood samples.
Blood is always done at night. Why?
It's like I'm like, listen, can't they do all that at 10 o'clock and then be done with it? I mean, yes, I know I have to get like pain meds, but they wake you up constantly. Mm-hmm. So she is actually, I think I finally got one of our friends to convince her to go home tonight. She's gonna leave me here all alone. That's okay. Because she needs to go home and sleep because she's not getting any sleep, but she's still doing both of our shipping every day and taking care of the animals and then she runs home, does all this work, gets a shower. I think one time you napped for like 20 seconds and then she comes back here and starts all over again, taking care of me. So she's going to go home because
you're in a good place today.
Well, because I'm in a good place today. And if I get to come home tomorrow, you need to be fresh. And if I don't get to come home tomorrow, I'm going to be going to surgery the next day and she still needs to be fresh. So I don't know. Vicky is tired.
I am.
She's going to go home in a little bit. So I don't know. Anybody else?
I'm actually going to go home and take a sleeping pill so that I can try to sleep because the other part is that as soon as I roll over and she's not there, my mind starts to race. And so I'm gonna sleep tonight while she's here. She's being taken care of. She is like Joni said, she is being taken care of tonight, and she is her pain is managed.
Yeah.
So
they have me on a good pill schedule. Let me tell you guys, the burn unit here at the hospital is amazing. I mean,
something special about
there is something special about burn nurses, and I'll also say that because of the nature of the kinds of injuries that people have on this unit, they require a lot of time and attention. So any nurses up here, I think the max they have at any one time is at most 3 patients, but usually 2. And so, like, anytime I need something, I push the buzzer, somebody's here within 10 seconds. They take really, really good care of everybody here. There's a couple of kids on this floor, which makes me really sad. Like, you saw me crying earlier. I was like literally like bursting into tears the other night.
There's one right next door. Just you're very loud. So.
Okay. I've cried a couple of times now because there's one kid in particular that I could hear her when she's getting her dressings changed and stuff, and it just hurts my heart. I have a really soft spot for kids and animals, and anytime they're being hurt, even if it's not intentional, if they're just in pain, it bothers me a lot. And so I can see how much the nurses here really care and how hard they work at their jobs.
I know a lot of burn nurses and doctors and physical therapists that work in the burn community because of the charity work that I do within the burn community. And one of the organizations I work with is the Phoenix Society, and they're actually quite involved with UMC. But I'd never really seen any of them in action, my burn nurse friends or burn doctors in action. And I knew those were great people. But the people here that I don't even know are fantastic. So it's kind of like hospice nurses. There's just a certain breed of people that go into these specialized types of care. It's a little bit more involved. They usually have their patients for much longer period of time. They're not just treating one injury. Generally, they're in for a long period of time, at least a few weeks. They try to keep a continuity of care, so the same nurse will be with the same patient day after day.
They've been really awesome
all
here.
that kind of stuff. So they're amazing.
DJ, my parents do know now. This going back to me being delusional. Earlier this week, I still was thoroughly convinced, even with me having surgery, that I was going to be ready to fly home next Thursday so we could go and spend after Christmas with my family. Yeah, that's not happening. I finally acknowledged the reality of it yesterday and told my dad to cancel the tickets because especially if I have to get surgery on Sunday, I mean, I'm going to be here for another week.
They're also not going to release her from physical therapy and all that stuff.
And even if I go home,
fly in a petri dish in the air.
Even if I go home tomorrow, I'm going to be coming back here almost every day for a while. And it just doesn't make any sense. So luckily my dad was able to cancel the tickets and get his money back. And then probably we're going to either January, but no later than February, we are going to go back to Oregon to see my family.
The other delusional part was she didn't want me to call her parents. She's like, I'm fine. I'm fine. You don't need to call them. By the end of this happened in the middle of the night on Saturday night, right? So by the end of the day, Sunday, she was fine, lucid, mentally she was fine. I looked at her and said, either you let me call your sister or I'm putting you on the phone and you're calling her because she needs to know like yesterday. So we did. We got her sister on the phone, and then we called her dad the next day when she was a lot better to talk. So
yeah, no plans. Anyway, but we love you guys seriously. Like, I wanted to still do the show today. I was hoping I was going to be home and we'd be doing it from my setup in bed. But, and then when we realized we're going to be here, I'm like, well, we could still do it. But then earlier today, I was actually feeling we had a bunch of visitors. It was really fun. Susan Sanders from the Boss Group came by.
She's in the chat. She was in the chat earlier.
I didn't see her.
I'm sorry I missed you, Susan. I was home shipping.
So Susan came by, was super awesome. She brought me lots of little goodies and gifts. And she got me, this was like a new in package, vintage 90s. Remember the Yokiro Taco Bell dog?
I love them, by the way.
Yeah. Anyway, so it was really cool to get to meet her. But afterwards, after we had all these people here and I'd had to go through physical therapy and all this stuff, I was like so wiped out. My body was just like, ugh. And I'm like, I don't think I can do it. But then I had dinner and I was feeling re-energized. And I'm like, you know what? I feel disconnected from you guys because we do the show 3 times a week. We are active in the Facebook group every day. You guys are like our family, and you've been doing so much to help us and so much to help us get through this. And to like, I can't, seriously, guys, I don't want to start crying again, but I can't even, I can't express to you enough like how much it means to us that we've had your support through this time, because seriously, we wouldn't be okay right now. We just wouldn't. We'd be struggling a lot more, and I don't know how other people get through this kind of thing. And so I just really wanted to see you guys. I wanted to I just wanted to do a show, and it's No Pants Friday. Like, how hard is it? Can we just sit here and talk to our peeps? Are you crying over there?
I'm crying because you're getting teary-eyed.
She's
sorry. Not a crier.
I'm not a crier.
We do not have a P.O. box, but honestly, if you want to message me through Facebook or through Instagram, I am LV Pink Panther on Instagram, Victoria on Facebook. I will give you the address. We just don't want to post it.
Yeah.
But if you want the address, we're not hiding it.
If you get in touch with Vicky or Lorna or Teresa or Dana, they'll all give you our addresses.
Colleen, don't cry.
Yeah, and I really, Joni, it's true. I really have no pants tonight.
Oh yeah, she's really got no pants.
Yeah, I have no pants.
It's a hospital gown. We all know what's under the hospital gown.
And I don't even tie the back of it because I'm like, ain't nobody got time for that.
Mm-mm.
I'm like, I like it free and open, man.
Butt flapping in the breeze.
Butt flopping in the breeze. So it's serious business.
They got you in a dress, Lori says.
It's true.
That's the closest she's been in a dress in 20 years.
It's true, Lori. I like to think of it more as a kilt. So.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much.
All right. So I guess, do you want to keep talking?
If you guys have any questions, I feel okay. A shift change is happening soon. You're tired, so we can end it now if anybody wants to. But if anybody has any questions, we can tell you. We can answer. Got some business questions? We'll answer that too. We still know how to eBay. We still know how to make it happen. Mm-hmm. Or if you want to say something sweet to Vicky, you can make her cry. Let's see if we can make her cry.
No,
she's like on the edge right now, guys. It would just take like a little push.
No, the hardest. There were a lot of hard things about this week so far, and I know it's not anywhere near the end. But the hard part was when she went into surgery, them trying to take her ring off because she wouldn't let them cut it off.
Oh, it was horrible. So this hand's way worse. But this hand, it's the knuckles that are just destroyed, like absolutely destroyed. And so this finger, like I keep saying my wedding ring, but my engagement ring was on this finger, and it's a heavy duty ring, and it made it through. The only thing that made it through the accident was my Doc Martens, my wallet, and my engagement ring. And it's got a couple of cosmetic issues, but very little. And it should be able to be, a jeweler should be able to just fix it right up.
It's good. Yeah, it's dense.
It's got a very small dip, but not too bad. But it was still on my finger on Wednesday, and the accident happened on Saturday. And I was going into surgery, and I know you can't wear it in surgery. And so I was to the doctor, I'm like, I need to get this off. I need you to take this ring off. And so he got like a bunch of, I think it was just Vaseline or something, right? And was working it around the finger. Yeah. And you guys, it was so painful, him getting that ring off, but I'm glad that he didn't have to cut it off. I didn't want it to be cut off. I know we could have replaced it, but that's the ring that she gave me, and I didn't want it to be cut off. I didn't want it to have to be destroyed. So she's wearing it for me until I can wear it again.
I even actually you can see my bags. I even actually put a little bit of makeup on today because she had said she wanted to do the show, because you can ask Dana, I was looking pretty rough. I think Dorothy might still be in the chat too.
One heck of a thrifter, the $2 super chat. You really have no pants on. Praying for you. Are you praying for me because I have no pants on? No,
it's possible.
I'm just teasing. Thank you, Susan.
Susan, we'll meet. Don't worry about it. You're now that you're in with Dana.
Susan is one of those boss people, reseller community people who likes to not use her real picture. So it's like you have no idea what people look like until you meet them in person.
Yeah.
And so she showed up today for a visit,
Sean.
And it was really nice to meet you, Susan. And I was super excited about all the little presents that you brought me.
So Sean, who popped in and said something, he's my buddy back in Rhode Island. We worked on a charity together. I knew him because of the station fire. His brother was one of the 100 victims. So Sean actually knows probably better than most people that this is a very surreal thing to be going through, sitting vigil in a burn ward next to a loved one again. So
I think you already did this before. I think
I've been here, done this, got the T-shirt. So it's kind of a very strange thing. I really think that there's a reason why this one's in my life. So
yeah, you guys. I know I can use like the voice to text. I hate voice to text. I should try to use it. Teresa's like so good at it. Will you go grab a couple of those? I want to show them my cool. So you know. One of the things we haven't even talked about is the fact that it's the holidays right now. It's like I haven't even been thinking about that, but it's like Christmas is what day is Christmas?
Christmas Eve is Monday. Christmas is Tuesday.
Yeah, it's like there's a good chance I'm going to be in here for Christmas. But Susan brought these. She got them at the Dollar Tree. I think we might need to go get some more because they're actually pretty cool. They're not like cheap plastic. They're kind of heavy. They're like some sort of like, I don't know what they are. They're probably aluminum or something because they're a little bit. There's a little bit.
No,
of
I think they're ceramic.
Ceramic.
They're
But
painted.
they're really cute little Christmas trees, and they light up. And they have a little battery powered. So she brought me 3 of these, and I actually have them. I have them up on the shelf, so when all the lights go off, when I go to bed, they'll be up there blinking.
Christmas lights.
Yeah. So thanks to Susan, I've got Christmas still in my.
So if she has
room.
to have surgery, she'll obviously be here through Christmas, and it's okay. Christmas is just going to be on pause. Christmas is going to be in January as far as we're concerned.
Yeah.
So we'll be all right.
Yeah. Katy and Vicky strong. Yeah, we're going to make
T-shirts.
bumper stickers and T-shirts.
Stop. Silly. But anyway, I just want to say thank you guys. Thanks for being so supportive. Dana has been a rock. She's one of my awesome buddies, and she's not just somebody that works for me sometimes. She's one of my dearest friends, and she's very good about trying to be able to keep me calm, and she's come here with her husband a few times and by herself and just come to check on Katy and check on me and make sure that I'm okay and I have what I need. So we do have very good friends around us. Even if we don't have blood family here, we have some, we have family. Exactly.
Cheryl says, Cheryl, we got your card today, by the way. Loved it.
We got your Christmas card today.
Cheryl says, I had surgery. I had surgery a couple days before Christmas once, had to tell the hubby where I'd hid his gifts just in case. Yeah, she actually called me. We did a video chat, and she was like, was this something that you got in the mail or for you? This is for me. And I couldn't remember what it was. I thought it was something else. So she opened it, and it was one of her presents. And I was like, oh, but it was a good present. Karen Shanahan Martin just did a $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Sharon.
It's very sweet.
We really appreciate it. I'm also itchy everywhere because it's like
that's the oxy.
That's the oxy.
Any of the nurses or anybody that's ever been on oxy will understand that. That's oxy. That's
oxy.
The creepy crawly that you get from.
Yeah, I think it also has a little bit to do with my body has a lot of bruising on it, and that part's starting to heal. So some of that I think is adding to the itchiness. But Karen, thank you so much for the super chat. We really do appreciate it.
I know that the card came before the accident. We haven't actually, mail is so far behind. So, Cher, what was it? She bought me, it's actually a really cool little gift. It's a Ruth Bader Ginsburg dissent necklace. I don't know if anybody knows Supreme Court Justice Ginsburg will wear a specific collar on the outside of her clothing when she dissents on for a decision, and so it's a necklace with a cool thing. So
yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like a subtle girl power, positive female movement necklace.
Latina Hustler wants to know what food we don't like.
We both like everything.
Yeah, I don't like toasted coconut.
Yeah, okay, randomly doesn't like
no toasted coconut. I don't like fruit in my savory food, so I hate like pineapple on pizza. I'm not a big fan. Raisins in my bread.
Yeah, Ruth had surgery today too. She had a cancerous tumor removed from her lung. I just watched that on CNN.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So
we're both we're okay. It could have been so much worse. It really there's no rhyme or reason. She should be dead, honestly. Yeah. And I'm very grateful that she's here. She's grateful she's here. There's no poor me from either one of us.
No.
We're both very happy to be here, and I'm just glad that that I am here. I am glad that I have the background and the skill set that I do have and the experience that I do have within the burn community. For not that I wouldn't learn anyway, but I feel like I've got a little bit of an edge. I was able to give her a shower the other day, which most people wouldn't know how to do with those type of wounds and things like that. So it's
Swift Seller.
I'm glad that I have that information and knowledge that I know how to help her, and I know what to expect and what she's going to needs to expect over the next few months.
Swift Seller, thank you for the super chat. We really appreciate it. I don't know if you said anything yet, but I wanted to give a shout out to our good friend Kelly, Hip Flippin' Mama. I see her in the chat. So Kelly has, we met Kelly through eBay at eBay Open, and she has a YouTube channel too, and she's pretty active on Instagram and stuff. And here's the thing about Kelly, if you don't know, when she sees a need, she just gets right into it and starts getting right down to work.
She's got a heart of gold.
She was the first one to try and get a GoFundMe thing set up for us when we were still being super resistant about it. She was our friend Noelle, who we didn't know when her accident happened. When she had her accident and had her burns, Kelly helped her. But Kelly has been super awesome because she's been talking to us and following all of our updates and then doing YouTube videos, like live YouTube videos, basically breaking down everything that's going on with us, what's happening, what it means. And I'll tell you, Kelly, everything I've seen, I've watched, you've been super accurate. You know exactly what you're talking about. You are giving the right information. And so I really appreciate that, because I know there's people out there who wanted to know more about what was going on with us, and we just weren't available yet to break it all down. So I just want to say thank you for.
A lot of people think, okay, she has road rash, and okay, it's not a big deal, but you need to understand that it's do some Googling. 2nd and 3rd degree burns over 17% of surface area of her body. There will be physical therapy. There will be occupational therapy. If she has to have grafting done, then that's more areas that are hurt. It's not going to be an easy recovery. Yeah. It's not going to be the most difficult. There could certainly be much worse, but it is not. Yeah. It's not a scrape knee that you stick a Band-Aid on and say, suck it up, walk it off.
Mm-mm.
So anyway,
so Kelly, you're super awesome. And you guys, if there's anybody sillier than me, it's probably Hip Flippin' Mama. So you should go check out her channel, give her a subscribe, say hi to her. She's rad.
Yeah, Jameson's Closet. Brother had a skin graft on his arm from a fire. It is not fun. No, it's not. And that's most of the my experience with burn survivors are from heat burns, not from road rash or friction burns.
Yeah.
The thing is that they present the same. They look.
But it's like when you were a kid, and I mean maybe this happened to you when you're an adult too, but it happened more often when you were a kid, and you're just out messing around and you fall on your palms in the dirt or in the or on the asphalt, and you scraped your palms. And even if it wouldn't be that bad, it would hurt like a son of a bitch. Like It's just that kind of injury like that, because it is still, even though it's not heat, it is really still heat. It's still, because it's that friction. That's what friction is. It's so fast it creates heat. And so that is part of it. And burns are just one of those injuries that even if visually when they do look smaller, man, they can, like this hand after surgery, it's been hurting so bad. And when they changed the thing today, I'm like, really? It's just this tiny little spot. Now this hand's destroyed, but this one's not that bad. But it's rough.
But she's in good hands, and they're very good here, and we're going to be good. So that's it.
Yeah.
It's basically a burn is one of the most painful injuries that you can have because it's entirely exposed nerve endings.
Yeah.
So yes, child locks in the car for sure. Reseller project. She's not allowed to actually drink ever again. Doesn't matter what it is, not even water, unless she takes it from home.
Oh, okay.
She's got to bring it from
home.
I'm
like, you're just not going to let me drink water anymore?
No, she can drink at home or bring it from home.
I'm going to use this cup that I got at the hospital, and I'm going to drink everything out of this. And
That's a nice hospital jug.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, UNLV Medical Center is UNLV. I'm sorry, UMC is, which is where we are, is actually gets a bad rap. It's not the best hospital in general because it is the state hospital, and then they tend to get overrun and too busy and all that type of stuff. So they do lack some areas where they're great in care. But the burn unit is not one of them. The burn unit is a specialized unit, and it is a fantastic burn unit here.
Yeah.
So
Candace did a $5 super chat sending happy get well vibes. Thank you so much.
thanks,
We appreciate
everybody.
it. Yeah, Joey says seatbelts. I'm obsessive about wearing seatbelts. I don't know if I was wearing one or not.
I don't think you were, but to be honest with you, I'm not sure if you.
Hold on a second.
It might have
Sorry.
been worse. Just gonna sneeze, I think.
No, I got like a whole body chill that hurt really bad. Jeez.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if she had the seatbelt on or not. You might have been too out of it to put the seatbelt on, and I don't know if Scott would have thought to belt you in.
Yeah, but UMC, they are the like the doctor who did my surgery. One of the doctors who did my surgery. It's UNLV medical school, so they're connected.
They are connected.
So, yeah. Oh, Colleen's gonna hire me a bodyguard.
Thanks.
Awesome. That sounds good.
I think that sounds good.
All right, we should probably wrap this up because they're going to be doing a shift change now, which means that whoever our new nurse is, our favorite nurse that we had last night, tonight's her night off. I'm really sad about it. So we're probably going to be getting somebody that we don't know here soon.
And she's going to come in and introduce
And
herself.
they'll be coming in to introduce themselves. It could be a boy. You don't know.
They are coming into the
I've loved everybody that's worked here so far. So they should be coming in probably pretty soon. But I just appreciate you guys. Listen, we'll keep you posted. Hopefully tomorrow's going to go really well, and I'm going to get to go home. And by Sunday, we will have settled into the house. And Sunday, we'll do some sort of truncated version of Sunday Live Haul. Obviously, I don't have a haul. So, I got a couple things I could show, but
we could do some solds or something.
We'll do
talk
some.
about stuff.
It'll be
We'll
a more
see.
it'll be a more casual, laid back
Everybody,
version. But we'll try to. If I don't have surgery, we'll do the show on Sunday. If I do, probably not.
If you do, it's not going to
I
happen.
mean, yeah, probably nothing. So you'll just get updates online.
In the Boss Facebook group and on Instagram, I am giving updates. So
Yeah. And here's the thing, guys. I don't have a phone, and hopefully it just hasn't been a priority for me to get a phone yet since I'm not working anyway. I have my little Chromebook, and that's enough. So because I don't have a phone, I'm really limited.
she wants to do it in person too. So it's
What? Oh,
with the phone.
well, no, it's not. That's whatever. It's just not a priority right now. But the problem with not having a phone is that means my Instagram is super limited. I'm imagining I've probably gotten a lot of personal messages through Instagram, and I'm hoping that you realize I haven't seen those. So I'm not ignoring them. If you do reach out and message me through Facebook, I'm more likely to respond to you because I haven't got any personal messages from.
All she can get is Facebook.
Yeah, on Instagram, all I can see is people's posts. I can't see messages. So,
Quick thank you to Steve Rakin. Said get better.
oh, Steve Rakin Profits just did a $10 super chat to say much love, feel better. Thanks, Steve. I really appreciate it. You're a good dude. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go. Pay attention.
We hope that the one surgery was enough, and she's not going to need another surgery. But we're really not going to know until tomorrow. So
Yeah.
The OR is scheduled for Sunday. We hope that they will cancel.
Yeah. If you're not in the Boss Facebook group, you should probably join it because you're gonna get a lot more information there.
I am giving daily updates.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We love you tons. I haven't even cried today. Or I haven't even done my
Nope.
It's kind of scratchy.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. And we really appreciate all the support and the love. You guys are really awesome.
Love you
Lisa
guys.
is
Love you so
amazing.
much. Bye. Thrift and Flip RA. 99 super chat. Get better. Happy holidays. Love you guys. Thank you so much for all of your support. Again, if you do want to help us out with the GoFundMe, the link is down below. We love you. Bye.